So good morning students. So we are going to discuss about today particle volume measurement. So it is what is this particle volume measurement and how to measure that. So generally sometimes when particle size is not possible and we need an accurate method. So in this technique we are going for conductivity method for the determination of particle size. So here we are calling as culture counter method, which is also a we can tell conductivity method. So in this culture counter method we are going to find out the particle volume, and with this generally when particle sizes will be ranges from 0.5 to 500 micrometer. So in that particular size range we can determine the particle sizes in this apparatus. So with this there are so many types of um, diameter I told you, but here we are going to find out the particle volume because the final result will become as particle volume. So that particle volume we are calling it as particle diameter. So the volume diameter here we are considering. So for the volume diameter already I told you what is volume diameter. So we can tell shortly we can write as dV, and the diameter of the sphere having same volume as that of asymmetric particles. The volume of the sphere are same as asymmetric particle, we can tell it as particle volume. So that we can measure from this, and later on it will be converted to diameter. First the volume is determined, then it will be converted to diameter. So this type of instrument is nowadays it is very accurate and very expensive also. So for the determination of particle volume in this or particle size in this, uh, we can use different types of formulation. We can go for determination of suspensions and also those substances. We can tell dissolution of drugs, particle size in the dissolution of drugs also can be determined in this, and also we can find out effect of antibacterial agents on the growth of the microorganisms also can be determined by this culture counter method. So let us now discuss about what is this method and how can we determine the particle volume here. So in this method generally you can see in the working of this instrument we can tell uh, the particles are suspended generally in electrolyte solution like sodium chloride solution. It is dispersed, then it is kept in this, you can see here one vessel. So in this vessel we need to keep the electrolyte solution, and also there is another tube we can see here where we are placing the electrolyte solution with particles. Here also we can see it's a side tube which is particularly mentioned mercury present, which will determine the pressure, which will maintain the pressure, and here also there will be electrolyte solution. So it is what will happen in this, and this all the things will be connected to electrodes. So one will be, we can see the positive charge electrode is placed inside the tube and negative charge electrolyte is kept inside the beaker. So then it will be connected to different other circuits, main amplifier, threshold circuit, pulse amplifier, different types of amplifiers it's used. Then finally it will be connected to a scope where we can get the graph, how much uh, displaced, how much amount of volume will be displaced will be recorded here. The founder finally here another circuit is connected, that is counter drive, and finally digital readings. So this digital reading will find out what is the volume actually we got. So now let us discuss about this, how it is working. Generally when we are placing the electrolyte solution in a suspended form in the suspended particles will disperse in the electrolytes, then we are placing it here, and you can see here one orifice, small orifice there, small hole there, through which the particles need to be passed. So when we are placing the electrical charges due to this movement of particles try to enter this orifice. Particles will try to enter this orifice, and this orifice, when the particles will pass through the orifice, also it will displace same amount volume of fluid or same amount of volume of liquid. It will displace, that volume will be measured, and immediately when the particle is passing, and due to changes in charges, due to charge displacement, it will also record the particle volume immediately. So two things it will measure. One is how much amount of volume is displaced. With this also it will find out the particle volume as well. So this, here we can see, when the particle enter, it will get the particle size, particle volume, and also it will find out the electrolyte, amount of electrolyte it is displaced. Then it will be recorded in different types of other techniques that is mentioned here, different amplifiers or threshold circuit. So the main aim here is we are finding the volume by displacement of liquid and the particle, when the particle volume enters to the orifice. So that's why it's very important to know how it is able to find out the particle volume. Then after getting the particle volume, we are converting it to particle diameter, then it will be converted to particle sizes. So it is so many other techniques also there to find out this. And with this, now this is all about your conductivity method. Now we'll discuss about particle shape and particle surface area of the particles. So if we try to see the surface area of the particle shapes, the different types of shapes there, and different types of shapes we can find out from this. So when we are going to find out this particle shape and surface area, generally the particle shape is related to your geometric shape of the particular particle. It may be presence of irregularity in the particles, but that can be measured by these different techniques, by different types of formulas. So what is this particle shape? Generally, if we try to see a sphere, sphere is having a minimum surface area per unit volume. So if you are taking different types of asymmetric particles, then we can see different types of shapes of the particle, which is not always sphere. All the particles are not always sphere. So we need to find out the particle shape of that particular type of particles. Means it may be different shapes, but we need to find out the diameter and particle size of the particular asymmetric particles. So let us see in the diagram what are the different types of shapes there. If we try to see different shapes, if it is a sphere, and we'll see slowly the irregularities of particle. We can see here irregularities of particle. Then your rounded shape, so you can see surface irregularity slowly changing, surface irregularity changing, and here surface shapes also changing. This side surface shapes, this side irregularity and changing. Shapes, irregularities. So the first one, this is spherical shape, and we can see here spherical rough, this one spherical rough, this is spherical irregular, and this is rounded, and this is angular, and this is elongated regular, acicular, angular and dendritics. So the different types of shapes we will see of the particle, but with this generally surface area of the sphere we can calculate by S is equal to pi d square. So by this we can find out the surface area of the sphere. So with this the volume also can be calculated from this. Pi is equal to pi d cube divided by 6. So where we can tell d is the diameter of the particle. So generally surface area of the volume of the spherical particle are proportional to square and cube respectively of the diameter. So with this, if microscopically calculated this particle size as projected diameter, so in under the microscope we need to calculate the particle sizes, particle shapes, then we can calculate the surface area by equation this one. We can tell alpha s dp square. dp means here projected diameter. So it is alpha 3 means here the surface area factor. Here alpha 2 means we can tell the surface area factor. Alpha s means it is surface area factor. So with this, by this equation we can calculate. If we need to find out volume, then the formula will change slightly. We can write alpha b into dp cube. dp cube means dp means here projected diameter. We can tell it's your projected diameter. So like this we can calculate different types of diameter of the particles by taking different types of equations. And with this generally if you try to see, and this diameter we are getting here is known as your projected diameter, and we are finding it from the under the microscope. So this is all about your particle shapes. So in the next class we are going to discuss about different other parameters like specific surface and how to find out the surface area of the particle by different techniques. Thank you.